What's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and yes, it's time for another update video. And I know it's been quite a while since I made an update video, and I know for certain that I really need to get to the top 10 of 1986 as well, which is the next year in my favorite horror review series. Not review, but my favorite my favorite horror movies from the 80s. I'm still at 1986 that I need to get to, so that's probably going to be the next video, but before that I'm gonna start with this update video before it gets really boring. So yeah, let's begin right away. First up, I'm actually gonna start with the Blu-rays and then I'm gonna continue with the DVDs. So yeah, the first one is a film called Seeding of a Ghost. Sorry for the glare, I'm doing my best right now, but yeah, Seeding of a Ghost. This is supposed to be like a third part of the Black Magic trilogy, uh, but for some reason it wasn't. That wasn't supposed to happen for some reason. I don't really know why, but Black Magic, those films are movies that I really need to get to because I believe both of those movies are out of print at the moment. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to get those films, and I'm really looking forward to see this film because this got sent to me from one of my friends. So yeah, I've been told this is one of the most gory Asian films of all time, so this is gonna be a blast. So yeah, Seeding of a Ghost. And then the next one is a Vinegar Syndrome release of a film called Beyond Evil with John Saxon and what's her name? Linda Day George. So yeah, not heard that much about it, but seems to be some really stupid, silly fun. And I also believe this is directed by the same guy who did Graduation Day, so yeah. And the next one is a film that I always wanted to see after I saw like Red Letter Media talk about it in one of their videos. And finally this got like a DVD Blu-ray combo pack release, and yeah, looks really ridiculous and really stupid, but still is so entertaining probably. Uh, Tammy and the T-Rex. Sorry for the glare once again, but I'm doing my best not to get that glare on the cover. This cover art is just amazing in my opinion. I don't really know what to think of that, but I realize now that this is the same guy. I mean, the director of this also directed Mac and Me. I didn't realize that when I ordered this film. So yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex. Then we have a double pack of let's see here, Battle for the Lost Planet and Mutant, what's it called? Mutant War. Sci-fi, 80s sci-fi goodness probably, so yeah. And then a film which I think this had like a limited release of that slipcover or whatever, and I'm not really that much of a collector when it comes to slipcovers in general. I'm just really glad that I tend to get a film in any release. I mean, that's just me, but yeah, this cover art is really cool, and this seems to be a really entertaining 80s slasher, which I've never seen before, but always wanted to see because this is a film which was only like on bootlegs before and was like really hard and obscure to come across. But yeah, the movie is Edge of the Axe, and this guy who directed this also made another film called Deadly Manor, which I know for sure that I think Arrow also released that on Blu-ray as well, but I don't really feel the need to pick that up because I already had that film on DVD. So that's sort of the thing with me. I'm glad that I have the movie in any format. So yeah. And the next, this is the last. I think this is the last Blu-ray for this update. Yeah, and that film is called Wolf Guy. Some action horror goofiness, probably from the 70s, Japanese action horror film. So yeah, I still haven't watched those. Those other films called? Man Cub. What's it called? Wolf, Samurai Wolf and the Cub. What's it called? Oh, for those of you who probably know that genre, you probably know what I'm talking about. But those films I still haven't seen yet either, and those films I've had in my collection for quite some time. And yeah, talking about Japanese films, this is the film called Downrage, and you're like, why? This is not a Japanese film, but the guy who directed this also did Versus and Asumi, which is probably one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. But yeah, Downrage. Really looking forward to see this one. And then we have a classic which I've never seen, but I'm really glad that I now finally have this in my collection. Todd Browning's Freaks from the 30s, early 30s. Supposed to have real like deformed people in it, so I guess that was really controversial for its time. So yeah. The next one is a film called Death Walks at Midnight. I'm not too sure if this is like a sequel to another film, because according to the back it says he also did a film called Death Walks. What's it called? Death Walks series. So I'm not too sure which is the first one. But yeah, I really need to get the whole of that other film as well, which I sadly can't think of the name at the moment. But yeah, Death Walks at Midnight, some Italian giallo from the 70s probably. So yeah. Then we have a TV series, I believe, which aired, I think, in the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, and that film, or not that film, but that TV series is The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. I'm a big fan of the Crow films. I mean, I even do like the fourth part as well, even though most people tend to really hate that. But yeah, never seen this series. And Mark Dacascos, I believe, is the guy who plays the Crow, or Eric Draven, in this series. So, and I think he's a sort of an underrated actor in general. So yeah, The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. Looking forward to see that series. And then we have I think this is a Chinese horror film, a film called Dream Home, which is supposed to be some really dark comedy type of film, so or like dark comedy mixed with horror, I guess. So yeah, Dream Home. Then we have a film called Iron Sky, which I know for sure people like talked quite much about this when it came out, and then it just all of a sudden just disappeared, or at least it seems like it. And I think this also got like not a remake, but a sequel just 1 or 2 years ago. I'm not really sure, but if I like this one, I'm probably gonna pick up the sequel as well. So yeah, Iron Sky, about Nazis in space, so that can be interesting. Then we have a early 90s film called Gladiator. This is sort of like a blind buy in a way, but yeah, early 90s action fun, can be interesting. I think this is more of an action drama type of film, but yeah, anyway. Then we have what's it called in English? That for some reason there's only the Swedish title on the front cover. The Last Boy Scout, yeah, with Bruce Willis. Never seen this one, but I've always wanted to see it, mainly because it's directed by Tony Scott, and I think Tony Scott made some really entertaining and good films like Top Gun, and probably my favorite one of his is True Romance. I really, really love that film. And he also did Days of Thunder, which I also think is very underrated. I think he didn't really make that many good films after like the mid 2000s. I think Domino was probably one of the ones which I like the least, but still, I mean, still all right. But yeah, The Lost Boy Scout. Then we have a film called, let's see here, Dear Mr. Gacy. Probably a story about, yeah, none other than John Wayne Gacy, the infamous serial killer or clown killer murderer. And yeah, like usual, you can see, I'm not really sure how well you can see this, but this is like cracked, because this was brand new and sealed when I got it, but of course the postman fucked it up just by throwing like the films all over the place. I'm really tired of those idiots when they do that. But yeah, Dear Mr. Gacy, supposed to be a really good serial killer film in general, and Gacy is basically played by none other than William Forsythe. So that's going to be really interesting, because I think that might be a role which fits him like the hand in the glove. So yeah. And the last film I picked up is, sadly, I think this must be some sort of bootleg, because I don't think this movie has ever gotten an official release. I think there was like an unofficial release which the director released himself, but then that release got like not taken down, but they pulled it from the shelves, because he did that without the production company's acceptance of that. So yeah, but yeah, the film is called Creature from 1985, I believe. Yeah, 1985. And this has Klaus Kinski in it as well. He's like a madman in this, like he always is in his films. I think this was really entertaining. I actually had very low hopes for this film in general, but I was really surprised of how much I liked it. And there's a really entertaining, like, head exploding scene in this one, which I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. And for a bootleg, this picture quality was really good as well. So yeah, Creature from 1985. So yeah, pretty damn entertaining film in general. So, hope everyone enjoyed and didn't get bored, and I hope to see you again as soon as possible. So see you next time. Bye bye.